Drunk boy.
We live? LabTalk. This LabTalk.
It's that Southside shit, 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 that Southside shit. Back when I started 21st and me, where you get dro, hair rhyme, blow, coca, weed. Niggas making money, and we will succeed. Came, show credit, no niggas making you bleed. We can start my clique, let me TLVD, Shiny and Nick. In the club, drunk, crunk, just starting some shit. Coming at the hoes like disrespectfully. Like, what's up with that nip? Man, it ain't sweet. We always in the street. You talking that bullshit, you getting your ass beat. Nigga, we from the south, so niggas don't run their mouth. On the block with hot ride and my nigga Big South. It's that Southside shit, that Southside shit, that Southside shit, that Southside.
What up, everybody? This E-DuBB, this LabTalk.
It's your boy Baker, man. What's happening?
What's up, man? It's Rich.
Man, Rich, what it do, man?
Not much.
You out here cooking and shit, man. We want to get in touch with you and shit, man. We saw you just made a big power move with your venture, with your deal with the lab, ATL. What's that about, man? First of all, tell the people a little bit about the lab and what that is, and then we'll get off into what your relationship is with them.
Oh, you mean the Plug ATL?
The Plug.
So it's a multimedia studio called the Plug ATL, and inside the multimedia studio you have a studio, you have a podcast studio, you have photography, you can even shoot some cinema production. So it's basically like a whole production studio, and it also has a lounge. So when we speak of the lounge element, that's where I come into play. So I'm the director of all events.
Okay.
Any social events, I'm the director of that. Like so.
Yeah.
So that's the deal with Clean Cut.
That's
Clean
yeah.
Cut
So I
cocktail.
signed an official. I haven't posted anything yet. So I'm officially announcing it right now on LabTalk because I haven't posted anything or nothing. It was like a deal I kept silent. You know, you move in silence,
Right.
and it's an official deal. I'm an official partner with them, and I'm honored to be with them because it's an all black establishment.
Oh,
like,
that's super dope.
Black owned, black ran, professional, everything about the Plug ATL. When you come down, I'm gonna post pictures after this interview. Everything about the Plug is just like very, very, best word I can call it is like a megaplex of a studio.
Yeah, I
because
saw that. It was like what is that? Is it like a whole build? Is it a whole compound, or is it just like a one floor or something?
So it's in Brookhaven, which is like right past Buckhead, which is one of the elite areas in Atlanta per se. So it's in a studio complex where they shoot CW. If anybody familiar with Atlanta, CW is a news and
Like a
production,
multimedia
multimedia thing, and it's right there. And
They got a couple big ass compounds like that in Atlanta though.
Yeah.
They shoot shit at like. Ain't
Yeah.
Tyler Perry shit down there too or some shit?
yeah, Tyler Perry bought actually Tyler Perry did his thing because he bought Fort Benning. Right? I think it's Fort Benning, and it was like, and that was a Confederate army base.
Yeah, a base. Yeah.
And now it's black owned by a black man. Like,
Making punk ass Medea movies and shit.
peep the irony of that though. So shout out to Tyler Perry for that.
Yeah, man. Tyler
Big
Perry
time,
snapping,
big time.
man. That boy came along. He done all type of shit. That boy snapping with that shit, man. But yeah, man, I just wanted to touch with you on that. So it's called the Plug.
The Plug ATL.
Where the fuck did I get the lab from? Maybe because it's a workspace.
No, you got the lab because we on LabTalk.
That's that goddamn Minister
Shout
Society. We
shout out to
Minister
LabTalk.
Society and shit in
We
2020,
definitely sipping on that Minister Society,
But
man.
shit.
It's an honor to be on LabTalk.
Man.
I love the platform y'all
Man,
doing.
nigga, we appreciate you coming through fucking with us, man.
Yeah.
Oh shit, it ain't, we just started with that. That ain't what it's about. We on LabTalk, so we gonna take the people back. A lot of people in Atlanta might not even know that a motherfucker used to be getting down and shit with this rap.
Yeah.
Motherfucker was heavy with the rap, so giving people a little bit of background on you. We gonna start with it. What rap name we gonna start with? What rap name you wanna put out?
Don't pull out all the rap.
We gonna be what? Short nuts. That's Kellen. Kellen made that. That's
yeah, shout out to POD. Shout out to Hot Rod for the pregame. I was over there with Hot Rod and POD in the pregame early. Yeah, so damn, the first.
So what's the first? What's the first time you sat down and actually recorded a song type shit? Where you was at? Who you was fucking with?
You.
No, I'm talking about like outside of like when.
I was like,
yeah, like when you start.
Well, if we gonna be completely honest though, the first time I ever sat down and recorded a song is with you, my uncle. Like,
yeah.
You had this machine.
Right, man, he told me.
Yeah, I was sorry. I just spoiled it.
We supposed to make
We're supposed to keep it First time.
That's why we just not going now. This interview was at 7.
Yeah. So sorry y'all, but that's the truth. So we were sitting. You remember me and Beastie was
Daddy Earl, nigga.
Daddy Earl, my
Daddy
cousin
Earl.
D.
Yeah, nigga.
And Unc was like,
I take a girl, make her holler, Daddy Earl. I remember that shit.
We gotta give them the real history. I'll go way back.
Yeah.
I'll go way back to 9th Street. Shout out to White Castle.
Oh, we did have the karaoke and rapping and shit.
You remember? All right, so me and Bird, Free Bird, shout out to Bird. Me and Bird, you remember we used to run around doing our thing. We thought we was tough.
Doing all kind of shit.
And I remember you let us hear Lil Wayne, and you told us, you was like, dude, it's 14. I think we had to be like 12, maybe 11. It's like, he y'all age. Y'all run around saying y'all want to do this and do that. Listen to what he's saying. And he y'all age. Like, and that, to me, that stuck with me. Cause I was like, damn, he talking about like a grown man and grown man issues. He a kid like me. I'm like,
but what else was sick about it? He didn't cuss and shit until he was grown. Like,
I cussed to like what, 16?
Yeah.
About 16.
I think he started cussing to the Lights Out album.
Real.
I think Block is out.
Whatever album had, I'm cursed, but in this verse, man, fuck the world.
Yeah.
Whatever that shit was.
And I thought that shit was so dope, because he was not too far from our age. And I was like, damn, he's speaking as real, and we wanted to, we was looking at our uncles and cousins, and so we portrayed ourselves as young little real niggas. So we was like, but Unc was trying to show us the platform, like, if you gonna be speaking this how you gonna be speaking it, or like you gotta be authentic. Like don't be just talking nothing you don't know.
Yeah.
If you don't know it, you better learn about it.
Right.
Like, so
and whatever you gonna do that shit all the way. Like don't, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
for sure.
And speaking of Wayne, like as far as like that type of shit in that era of the music, that you was saying that was one of your motivators?
Yeah.
When you started saying fuck it, I'm finna rap and shit?
I think I started playing with it then, like, cause it sparked that interest in me.
Yeah.
Like at that point, I was like, damn, maybe I want to rap. Like, you know me, as a kid, I always had a creative side, and I was like, maybe I could do this too.
Yeah.
And shit, I think I'm a little hustler. Like shit, it's some stuff I could talk about. I'm out here doing.
Yeah,
Who knows? And but I never knew how to write nothing real.
Yeah. Freestyling like a motherfucker.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. When you're a kid and you hear it, everything you want to rap about is like what you want. Like my first raps had to be like the most cap shit ever. Like pull up in that 500 bit, whatever I hear. Like I'm saying that. And to be honest, my first time actually going to an actual studio was when I recorded Southside shit.
Yeah.
So
that was over there at
I was in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jarvis, Johnny, Kev, the whole Platinum Plus.
Yeah, Platinum Plus clique.
Chuck, like all them. Yeah, because I used to try to rap and freestyle with them. At this time, they kind of believed in me like Unc did. Like Unc seen something. Unc let me hear my voice on a track recorder the first time. I was like, damn, I sound straight. And you kept telling me like, you sound straight.
Do that shit.
Yeah, me and Beastie, we were like little ass kids, and they took me to a real studio in Milwaukee. I remember.
Oh, really?
If anybody know how I grew up, y'all knew April, how she cleaned her house and shit. I was skipping chores writing and she didn't know what I was doing. I swear she thought I was doing homework or something. But it took me like 2.5 days to write Southside shit and get buck. Man, this whole story. Yeah, and she didn't know what I was doing. She thought I was working, so she was passing. I was getting good passes. Like, whole time I'm writing raps because they told me like
She's looking at this shit right now, nigga. You caught.
They told me this weekend you gonna get to go to the studio with us. So bet they take me to Milwaukee. His older brother, I forget his name, but he put me on there.
What's Jarvis' brother name? What's his name? Shit.
They had like some dark
Iceberg.
Yeah, like they was rapping some like dark shit. They remind me of like what's Killer Mike and the white dude he be rapping with now? They had Jules. Running Jules.
Rhyme C.
Yeah, Rhyme C.
I
was gonna say his real name.
So
Equalence.
To be honest, he wanted to feature me.
Yeah.
Once he heard me, he
You did have a song with him though.
Yeah, I snapped.
That one shit, but
him, it was
y'all was
like,
trying to kill niggas and shit. Yeah, that shit.
And I came on the verse, I promise you, they gonna move your head go. Niggas
what that song was?
They did, bro.
And I put on a little promo. What the fuck is that? That was on there too, right?
Well, so my first CD I ever put out with them after we went to the studio, we did Get Buck. I did the feature for them. Then we did Get Buck Part 2. We did 3 songs.
Yeah.
And I went in there so prepared because of shit. I've been writing for like 2-3 days.
Ready.
And they was hyping me up like you a natural.
Yeah.
And I love that. It gave me the confidence and I sat down and wrote Southside shit. That shit was like dope.
That shit went crazy. Nigga was so loud.
I was just thinking about what I was looking at every day. And every nigga from the hood, I tried to put them in there. Even at the end, I said,
you know they go, man, fuck that song. That song, I ain't saying it.
Yeah.
I just had a nigga cuss me out because the nigga didn't say his name in the motherfucking interview we did. Like, that shit lame as hell. Fuck that shit, nigga. That nigga didn't even say me. Like, man.
Yeah, that's dope, man. And that kind of catapulted a lot of things for me, though. To be honest, straight. I ain't even gonna hold y'all. Like, that shit catapulted a lot because once I dropped that, all the niggas that, of course, heard they song bought a CD.
Yeah.
Let me set the record straight for this. I ain't had no money to even get the CDs printed. Yeah. And I'ma always shout her out, my auntie Ann.
Yeah.
And Virginia Martin. I remember, because my mom and them and my dad and them, they wasn't trying to hear that rap shit. They wasn't trying to hear that shit at all. I remember riding my bike all the way to 9th Street, pulling up on Ann, like, Ann, I need $40. It was actually like 42 something. I was like, I need $40. I can get 40 CDs printed with my picture on it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I need it. I gotta put out my album. Mind you, it was only 3 songs. It was only 3 songs.
Nigga, I still got them motherfuckers though.
Yeah.
So shit.
And Ann gave me that money. Shout out to you. Love you for that always. Gave me that money. And I put the shit out. And it caught like wildfire. Because after that, I didn't even want to go to the dude that was printing no more. I had my Mexican cousins on my granddad's side, more recent. Like, I had them, he had this thing where he can print out the paper and then sticky label like the CD on there. You know what I'm saying?
What? That's my water, bro?
No, that's mine.
My bad. I didn't mean I'm
so, he like sticky label the CD cover on there. And I had 2 different ones.
Big ink, nigga, with the old school.
I had one with the jersey. I had 2. You remember? I had one with the jersey on. I had one with the Larry Bird throwback, and then I had one with like the Julius Erving throwback.
Oh, yeah, nigga with the headband.
And I was selling them bitches $5 a pop for 3 songs.
Oh,
and
really?
I'm talking about all through my freshman year, like that was like my bread and butter. I remember leaving school early from Case to go up to Park let out, because Park had the latest let out.
Oh, really?
I go up to Park let out and and sell my CDs to who everybody kind of heard about, and everybody wanted to hear what I was saying in Southside shit. Shit was the coldest moment ever because I didn't think that shit, like that wasn't the song I like. I like Get Buck because I was like, I'm talking about the parties and hoes and all of that, so I was like, this shit gonna be lit.
What that nigga said, that nigga didn't even say BC, that nigga said me D.
Me D.
Oh, that shiny
D, shiny
Nick, nigga. Hey, niggas wasn't even chatting them yet. They was just regular. That shit.
We was all regular guys
That
then.
shit gangster shit though.
Put all my little brothers and sisters at the end too.
On the real snap. But shit, then you had, what? That was that. Then you went to dropping mixtapes and shit.
Yeah, then like the transition, let's fast forward a little bit. The transition was like moving to the A.
Yeah.
It was getting
Hell no, nigga. You had 3 songs and moved to Atlanta, nigga. You did big shit before that.
Oh no.
It was. All right, man. We go to Atlanta.
No. All right.
We go to Atlanta.
All right.
Now you're in Atlanta.
We're back. Hold on. No. Because Atlanta wasn't even permanent then. You remember?
Yeah.
So, no, but I never put together an official mixtape. I was pumping them 3 songs.
Yeah.
And then
But
I
you
started.
still had the fucking. The Young Rich was one in the.
That was in Atlanta.
No, you was here, bro.
Uh,
I printed the shit.
I know, but the Young Rich was. I moved to Atlanta, recorded most of that,
Yeah.
and then I came back. Cause you remember,
So you did all that Stop Snitching and all that shit in
Stop
Atlanta?
Snitching was here, but it got put on. All right, you know how music, like it's kind of timeless. So I shout out to Terrence too, man. He was
shout out to you, Gutter, man.
Yeah, Terrence was drum made, like man, that nigga was
been
so
making beats
cold
since
on the
goddamn
beat.
2000.
Yeah, shout out to Terrence.
They said 192000.
So what happened with that is I was taking all of my cold shit that I never put out up here.
Dude, I'm here sliding.
This nigga said 192000.
Dude, hey man, hold on, line, bro. I'll be back.
It's LabTalk. Come on, Booper. Booper, you ask me some questions.
Hey man, this boy said 192000. So yeah, man. As far as the music, when you was doing your music thing, how did you feel about when you was putting it out? Did you feel that you was gonna go somewhere with it, or you was just playing around?
I didn't know till everybody. I didn't know till I started riding around. Till I started seeing people riding around playing my shit.
Y'all
remember Shabante had that yellow, what was it, a Malibu? Shabante had that cold ass shit. And rest in peace, Matt Young.
Yeah.
I remember seeing, that was what kind of solidified me when I seen them two ride through slamming that shit.
Right.
And I was like, man.
Niggas had them illegal ass systems.
And it was cold, even colder when I seen niggas from the north side or whatever side just playing this shit.
Right.
I remember Tyrell, it was so many niggas hitting me like that shit.
Goddamn,
cold.
that was that. But see, they wasn't bumping Southside shit, nigga.
I swear to God they was.
They was bumping that Stop Snitching and shit, though.
But they was calling me like, let's do a remix so everybody can rep their side. And I ain't even know how to. I was so young.
Gangsters and I'm from the dirty, nigga.
Yeah, I ain't even know how to politic the whole shit. We ended up doing some little shit like me and Tim Conley did some. I think it was 6. We tried to remake it, but it was like kind of. We didn't know what we was doing enough. But that shit was fun, man. Cause I was in high school. Imagine being in 9th grade and all of that shit catapulted. I was trying to say that catapulted like. Then I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna do the part. Cause I've been throwing parties and stuff. My mom and them used to let me do parties when I was young. So I was like, I'm gonna catapult this. I'm gonna take this song. I hooked up with Lil Joey Empacino, my boy Lewis. Little kids I went to school with that was doing their thing. And I hooked up with Joey Empacino cause shit, they own Empacino. Shit, we can get the Memorial Hall. Lulu plugged me in with him, my boy Lewis, and my cousin Paul. Like it was just like I gotta make. Young. I was like I gotta make these moves, no matter if I'm hood or whatever. I gotta fuck with the other side too. We started doing them cracking ass parties at the Memorial Hall when I was in high school. And I used to always say, I'm gonna play my shit. And then it got to the point where we banned it because it always started fighting.
Dude got booted.
Southside shit or get but like
Yeah,
anytime
yeah,
we in there, it'll start a fight.
Yeah, because Racine this big, niggas' brain this big. Niggas can't appreciate that you appreciate where you from and shit. The song wasn't even down in nowhere else.
No.
It was just shouting out the South Side. Like, it wasn't saying fuck y'all. It was just saying it's some South Side shit.
Yeah.
This what we on. I'm on the block with dude, and then we finna do this and we finna do that. So there ain't no reason for no motherfucker to hate that shit. If they ain't from, you know what I'm saying? Unless they just into it with the South Side period type shit. But
Facts.
so you throwing parties and shit. Go ahead, blood.
Like, I mean, what made you, since you seen that buzz going, like, you seen it going, why you pursue it? What made you stop? When you went to Atlanta?
Nah, it's a long story leading up to like actually stopping with the music.
Yeah.
Cause that's why I look like everybody see the 262 train and shit. It's so much history behind all of it because I remember like when I went to Atlanta, hell yeah, that's what I was pursuing. I was working at
that's what I was finna say.
Yeah, I was working at the grocery store, living with my Uncle Jeff. Like, yeah, I was pursuing it. And that's all I thought about 24/7. That was like part of my motivation. Like, I'm gonna move to Atlanta and I'm gonna meet the right person. Like, you know, that was that dream. Like, I'm gonna meet the right person. Really man, I was getting spit so many times.
Yeah, bro. Just give me 150.
I used to tell Quan, like, niggas had me standing outside the clubs 5, 6
I
in the
get you
morning.
on, bro. I get you on.
Yeah, like, yeah. I'm like, bro, where you at? Like, I'm out here. Imagine being 17.
About to beat somebody.
Niggas selling you a drink.
Yeah, my button. No signal is it on.
Damn, nigga,
you
we
good?
been on live too long, bro. That motherfucker cut off. We was on live so long, nigga.
We still good? We still rolling?
Yeah, we good.
Okay, so that was that, and so what I stopped with because it was a lot. Cause I went hard when I first went to Atlanta. Shout out Napalm, rest in peace Napalm, cause he ended up coming in the picture.
Overheated,
He ended up coming in the picture. We still rolling?
Yeah.
So Napalm ended up coming in the picture when I first moved to Atlanta, and that's when I had a bunch of songs of my own from Racine that I really didn't put out or do nothing with.
So that's like really new still.
Yeah, and then Napalm, Danae Bostic, like he came down from Atlanta. We used to always keep in touch, even when he was in Racine and stuff. And I was like, he was always cold with the music. We always called each other cousins. We had this love for each other because our pops and them played softball, basketball, all that shit. Yeah. And man, he thought I was just so cold.
Yeah, he's
like,
slapping you.
And I was like,
you
nigga,
cold.
you cold. Like it was one of them things. I was like, bro,
Right.
I don't have that energy you have. I thought I was always a cool player, like, and I can make a complete
but
song.
you wanted to be the business type too, though.
Yeah, I'm the one who got.
That's where the label and all that comes
Yeah.
from. Where did the Thick Blood and all that shit start at?
So I told him we should get Thick Blood Incorporated, which kind of maybe ruffled some feathers. But shout out all of them from Thick Blood, everybody.
Man, shout out the motherfucking CEO, nigga. Crunch, where you at?
Shout
nigga?
out Crunch. Crunch's little CEO. Crunch, man, he played a lot of roles then.
Real hustler.
Crunch was the hype man, the CEO.
Nigga got
Shit,
the manager.
the
He talking about
guru, he had to be the manager. Crunch was right there for the ride, bro. Shout out my brother. Shout out Crunch, man. Yeah. And we took that shit on and bro, we did a rap one time where he just rapped his whole verse that he wrote backwards. That shit blew my mind. Like everything he said, he came back and reversed that shit. And it still rolled with the whole song. Man, if I can I'm gonna find that song actually. And I'm gonna post that shit. He went so crazy. I was like, bro, this dude it. And it was just, circumstantial shit.
Yeah.
Like some people don't know how to look past that, but me, I'm good at looking past that because I ain't, I done been in every circumstance. Homeless, all of that bullshit. So I was like, I ain't never gonna judge nobody off their circumstance.
Right.
I judge you off that, your character.
Not if it's your partner like that's your partner like that. You ain't got, you know what I'm saying? Just like he ain't got no control over his circumstance. Well, a lot of times people don't. You ain't got no control over his shit. He ain't got no control over it. And you ain't got no control over him being in that shit. You know what I'm saying? That's your partner. If it's genuine like that, you know what I'm saying? I got a lot of friends and shit. I ain't never went out of the way and shit. They just was they gravitate like we was cool. We just clicked and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then we did other shit. We found out we had other shit in common. Like, oh man, shit, let's do that. Oh, I do that shit too. Type shit. Like,
Facts.
so y'all was fucking around in Atlanta? How he was in Atlanta?
So yeah, and damn, I can't remember exactly how Napalm got down there. I know his family moved down there, like Hey Clyde and them. His granddad and them, like we call him Hey Clyde. They moved down there.
Nigga named Clyde.
That was a saying he'd say to you. Like that was his whole little saying. So everybody called him that. And they moved down there and he was down there. So we had no choice but to link. I was already down there. I was like, bro, we gotta link.
Yeah, this
So
shit.
we started linking. I actually started roommating with this white boy that moved up from Orlando. We was working at Circuit City together. And we had to flip a store. I don't know if nobody know what that means. Like, it was finna go from the old Circuit City to the new Circuit. So we gotta be in there damn near 24 hours. So niggas putting up the everything. Like, we got super cool. I was like, bro, I do engineering and producing and that. We just moving. I'm like, I rap like shit. We got a crib on Baker Road, like in Bankhead, and I'm like, shit, niggas finna probably get up out of there in a minute because we doing too much. I was 18. We had our first crib, me and my nigga Queez, and I was like, shit, I might be moving from there soon. Boom, all that happened. He was like, man, we need another roommate. So he had a roommate, and it was both engineers and producers. So that shit was like a match made in heaven. Yeah. That's how that Young Rich tape came. Cause I showed them all the stuff I already had from Racine, and then we just created more stuff. And I was like, I was so thirsty. I didn't even make none of that shit for Atlanta. Like I ain't have Atlanta in the vision at the time. Yeah. I was like, I'm gonna make this shit and go back and show the town. Like I'm in Atlanta doing something.
That's how a lot of motherfuckers did when they first got to the A though.
Yeah.
They just be like, man, they just want to show motherfuckers, look, man, I'm down. You know what I'm saying? Like they surviving and shit, and they did, you know what I'm saying? But fuck Racine. Nigga don't need no validation from nobody here, bro. Unless you come here to show your mama, these niggas, man, they ain't gonna never be like, I'm proud of you no matter what.
But ironically, no. Cause I always thought from a business aspect, and that's the only time me and Napalm would clash. Cause Napalm was cold, but he wanted to put shit out right away.
But he an artist. He just wanted to get his shit to the people.
Yeah, and I was like, bro, no, we're gonna save stuff. We're gonna do this. I said, and we ain't going back to like Juneteenth, July 4th. Like that was my thing. I used to strategically be like, bro, that's when everybody out, everybody in a good mood. Yeah. Everybody gonna be happy to see us because we back in town.
Sell this shit.
And we gonna sell it. You don't tell nobody you broke as a motherfucker. You act like you on top of the world. Yeah. And shout out to everybody that gave me $10 per CD and help me fly back and forth to Atlanta, help me feed myself, help me actually feed my son. He was a newborn at the time. That's on everything I love. At that time, that was like really my dead ass hustle. Like I came up here with I remember I used to fly AirTran, and you fly what was it called, Quan?
When you Airbus with the little ass one way
you like fly standby like your college student.
Hell no.
It was like $88.
We might have a flight for you.
One carry-on bag, and I ain't even have clothes. I have a carry-on bag full of CDs because I knew. I'm like, I said, all these 200 CDs. Yeah. I'm up.
Nigga, I used to be burning CDs like a motherfucker too, though. So you had to sell more than 200.
Yeah, because you was my plug. I run out. I'm like, I gotta hit.
Yeah, I mean, there's a holiday like you said. It's Juneteenth for the 4th or some shit. Man, I need 100 of them. Man, who finna burn these motherfuckers, man?
You. I needed you.
I gotta go, man. Put 5 in the thing. We gone. Knock that shit down.
Told you, man, you strong and shit, you be doing shit.
Still up?
Yeah, it's still on there. They probably left. Alright, how are they still there? They supposed to be left.
But that was that. So, so to answer your question, with a long-winded ass answer I gave, I stopped because I had to take a
vacation.
Yeah, vacation.
Like everybody else.
Like everybody else. Like everybody else trying to live their raps.
Stop. All we can do is make sure. Look, man, this was plan. What we gonna do, right? We gonna make sure all I ain't having no sons, nigga, at this point. Fuck that. But everybody got sons, nigga. Y'all from the streets, y'all from the same era, close to what I came up in on that generation. The plan is to make sure our sons and shit don't never take them vacations and shit. And when I was a kid, nigga, Love told me, man, well, unfortunately, every black boy go to jail. You gonna go to jail, and that's just a part of life. And that's what he knew. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it was true, nigga. I'm in jail thinking about this shit. Like, man, nigga. But then as I got older and started to learn and shit, like, why that's normal, bro? Like, why the fuck is that my destiny? Why I gotta just count on this shit? Yeah, I'm gonna go to jail at some point.
Yeah.
And we still fighting this same goofy ass shit today, like that.
But it's like I guess it's like if you
systematic oppression.
Yeah, it has
systemic.
It has to be systematic oppression because like
Yeah,
I always thought that was the future, like because you see it so much, it become your reality.
Yeah, niggas be mad at me why I don't be around, why I ain't in the hood and I ain't this and that. Man, I ain't got time for the hood, bro. I'm not doing the hood shit no more, bro.
Facts.
I'm tired of this motherfucker went to jail for this. I'm tired of I'm gonna have to whoop this bitch ass nigga. I'm tired of this motherfucking this murder and shit. Like,
Yeah.
I'm tired of shit, bro. I'm fucked up. Like I just saw so much shit in my life. Nigga try to what? I got shot when I was 15. Like nigga try to take me out. We was doing the most in the street.
Yeah.
For real and shit. Like I'm tired of all that bullshit. Like I feel like I'm an old ass man and shit. Like
And I think that's
anxiety and all kind of weird shit.
I think that's what played a major part. No, that's what played a major part with like me wanting to stop.
Starting screensaver.
Because shit, it just wasn't my reality no more.
Yeah.
I knew when I got out I wasn't finna sell no dope
I
or
ain't
do no
rapping shit.
So I was like, I ain't rapping nothing no more. Because the shit, it's like you stop believing it when it ain't true.
Yeah.
If you call yourself a real nigga, like this some real shit, you stop believing it when it ain't true. Like, oh, I ain't selling shit no more. I ain't doing that no more. I got a whole different vision now for how my life gonna be.
Don't Jeezy sell 100 birds a week and all that shit?
Right,
Hey.
so to speak.
Still, let's last month. That
Right.
was some shit. Damn, nigga, ain't you got like 30 mil or some shit? You still
Man.
sell dope, nigga?
And that's where I was at with it. I was like, all right, when I come home, what else I'm gonna do? And that's how I ended up with, if we gonna flip it to the positive side, like that's how I ended up, like, after all of the things from going back and forth to racing, selling CDs, doing the XYZ, like that time just gave me that time to reflect and was like, all right, now it's time to just figure out who you really are.
Yeah.
Right.
Because sometimes the music part was just creative expression. Like, it was just something I knew, and I wanted to put it out there, and I knew I had the creativity
Yeah, man, you gotta
and
try
somewhat
shit.
of the talent to do so.
Yeah, and you gotta try shit, man. You gotta experience shit.
You gotta
do
do
shit. Like, yeah, I did that, man. I didn't, that shit didn't work, so it's on to the next
Just
shit.
like
So-
me, like with the studio, you know, if I didn't put this motherfucker here, it would hunt me.
Yeah, you
No
gotta
lie.
see what happened, man.
Like, damn,
All
I'm
your
trying
life,
to see.
man. I should have got that
I should've
motherfucker
tried
in
to see.
space, man.
Yeah.
You can always do it and be like, man, fuck that, I ain't doing that. I tried that, but you know what I'm saying? If you
Yeah.
never tried it, you don't know what the
You
fuck.
don't know.
That's true.
So
My saying is, it's either gonna be a lesson or a blessing.
yeah,
Yeah.
So
definitely.
if you scared to try, you shit.
you just gonna keep doing the
You
same
done
shit.
failed already. I got a poster in the Kobe lounge at the crib.
You gonna keep doing the same shit.
Yeah, you scared to fail, you done already failed.
Yeah.
Period. It's either gonna be a lesson or a blessing. That was one thing about me. I never really cared about how nobody thought. I never cared about who really support me. I don't pay attention to none of that shit. I could give a fuck.
That's
Like
not-
you don't have to. You can be fake.
You gotta
and
give a
act
fuck
support,
about the
all
people.
that.
All I care about the people is who do.
Yep.
I don't really pay attention.
And that used to have me locked in. A lot of people, like, I laugh because my daughter Skylar, she'd be like, Dad, you only had, mind you, this in like 2009. Like when I made my little YouTube channel, she's like, you only had 2 subscribers. And I was like, God damn. You only had 2. But Sky had.
Nigga, the niggas ain't know what that was. No, now we wasn't doing that yet.
Yeah, I didn't even know nothing about
The
somebody
people
else.
that's rich now was.
Yeah. So, but Sky had no clue that I used to go with 200 CDs and make $2,000. You know what I'm saying?
They know
like
subscribers and streams.
Yeah, like
and shit.
Me, that wasn't my. I wish I would have focused on it.
You told Sky you had a CD. What she say? What
Yeah,
the fuck
she
is
was
a
like,
CD?
"What's a CD?"
What are you talking about?
And I'm like, I got one in my garage, and
Why do you have this?
And I showed her. I was like, "This is a CD." Like, and I used to sell these for $10. And I was like, I used to feed myself, clothe myself, all of this off of this.
Man.
You know, it was a way, and there wasn't nothing I was doing, wrong or destructive.
Yeah.
So when I took that little vacation, it showed me a lot about myself, and I was like, all right, what's next?
Give you a lot of time to think too, and come up with plans and shit, and figure out what not to do.
Yeah.
You never really know what's next. You just know what you ain't gonna do again.
But you ain't gonna do it again.
So like, you get out, you working job, you doing shit. Like, man, fuck this shit. I ain't finna do. What made you? How did the clean cut come about?
Okay, that was the point. I was working. I got a job in the halfway house, and I was working. I was a butcher, and I actually love that shit because I had a trade. Like, I'm a butcher.
You can always do that.
Yeah, I was like, this shit cold, like, cause I'm learning something new, and I actually got kind of decent at it, and I liked it. And I was providing for my family, and I was cool. But then I thought about it, like, man, there's more I can offer.
Some hard ass labor. Too.
Yeah, and it's freezing motherfucking cold in there, like. And I was like, seeing people get sick and all of that. I was like, man, I don't know, I might have to get out of here. And I ended up meeting this guy named Ron, and he eventually became my business partner. And he introduced me to the event business and was like, man, I got these event centers. I'm finna do this, that, and the third.
Yeah.
Man, you should come in and be a partner. Checked it out, seen it. Didn't really understand it much.
What you supposed to be doing and shit.
Yeah, but then
But you have been a promoter all along though.
And that's
so
why
pretty much the same shit.
I didn't know that right away. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, he got to talking weddings and birthdays. That shit was like foreign language to me.
Yeah.
I'm like, I know how to get people to the club because I've been a promoter for 10 years.
All the people that was at the club go to all that shit too.
He had to make me realize that, like, they gonna get older. They gonna have kids. They gonna have weddings. They gonna.
That bitch was at the club last night. That nigga finna be preaching at the wedding tomorrow. Nigga the preacher.
And this was dope because it was the best thing that ever happened to me, far as a transition wise, because it made me realize, like, all right, this is a lane I could step into.
Different markets.
It
exists.
That you don't even have to give what you would give to promoting a club or whatever to, like, letting somebody come in and book the space for the event. Yeah, so we started booking the space for the events. Woo woo. I seen a void, like, cause we was going through different bartender vendors.
Yeah.
This is a true story of how Clean Cut started.
Mm-hmm.
We had a Home Depot Christmas party.
Yeah.
We had no bartender. She bailed on us. I told her, I'm gonna get back there and do it.
You back there making drinks, don't even know what the hell you're doing.
I just know.
Hey man, give me this.
I just knew I like drinking.
Motherfucker, that ain't it.
I knew I like drinking, and I made enough drinks in my life. I was like, I should be able to handle this.
Yeah.
So I ended up making a few and going with the flow. Kicking them. I took I took about 3-4 shots with the crowd. I was like,
we get here.
I was like, I walked away with $700 in tips. I was
Hey,
like,
we supposed to be over here and shit.
I said, this is some shit I can get into. So what I did is I seen it, I seen the void, and then I knew, like, damn, 70% of our clientele is like women that would love to, like, have a male bartender, straight male bartender to handle their thing, like, for the aesthetics, like, it looks good.
Yeah.
In Atlanta, you got a lot of, it's kind of,
ain't no straight man.
well, I ain't gonna say
ain't
that.
No straight male bartenders, bro.
No.
What you saying, bro?
It's some, but I'm just saying, like, aesthetically, most of them be female that have the.
They don't look right.
Yeah, or you got, no disrespect to nobody or what they choice or preference is. You got people like that. You know what I'm saying? That.
Nah, we don't give a fuck who they have sex with, bro.
No.
We talking about the look, nigga, the clean cut.
No, I was saying, I looked at it from like, shit. This is, I feel like I'm a cool dude. Woo woo woo. Yeah. I can do this. Yeah. And that's how I did it. And I jumped in. I didn't know much about it, but I started studying the shit.
Yeah.
I went and got my certification.
On
I
the
went
real,
and got
all
my
about
license.
should just be
I
chicks.
went and got my LLC. Yeah, especially in Atlanta, it's
Yeah.
predominantly dominated by females.
On the real.
And I thought I was offering something different to the game, which became
It
true.
did.
Yeah, it became true once I seen the fruits of your labor. You know what I'm saying? Took a couple years, took struggles, took everything. And every time I got told no or you don't have this, I went and got that.
Figured out something.
Yeah, I went and got it. No, oh, you don't have this permit. I went and found it.
All right.
You don't got this permit. I'm gonna pay for it. Like, so
Real.
I got everything to get my paperwork in line, and that's key. Like, get your shit together.
That's
Because
all you
eventually it's gonna help you in the long run with a lot of different things that you don't know. And shout out to you for the logo.
Yeah, man.
The Clean Cut Man logo. You gotta utilize your resources, and people really believe in you, they gonna support you
Yeah,
without a
man.
doubt.
Right.
You gotta support your people, man, because like that's legacy shit. Like whatever you doing, that's me too. Shit, that's my shit too. You gotta look at that shit like shit. That's us, motherfucker. That ain't. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So anything I can do to help a motherfucker get to the next level, I'm gonna do that shit. Cause we all the same team and shit. And like we got so much family, like we should be straight, nigga. We should be at a different level
Mm-hmm.
as far as like wealth and generational wealth and shit, because we got that many people. But a lot of motherfuckers ain't utilize their time for the right shit right now.
Right.
And that's why I be trying to make sure that I don't waste a lot of time. Like I be trying to make sure I got a plan. I'm doing some shit all the time. That's why every time I talk to you, probably like, man, this motherfucker always got some fucking master plan shit going on. Like, what the fuck? I called you to ask you what the fuck color the shirt gonna be. And we on the phone for an hour about some other shit.
Yeah.
That's cause that's what I be on. Like man, look, man. All right, I just be trying to put a little shit in your ear so you have it on your mind. Like,
Planting the
you know
seeds.
what I'm saying? So shit, that's dope, man. You did the clean cut. That's been going for a couple years. That's what it's been. What, about 3-4 years or some shit?
It's 4 years. Yeah, 4 years.
Yeah.
Basically.
So what's the next step with the shit, man? I thought you was getting the brick and mortar, the building and shit, like the storefront type shit.
I want to do that, and I'm going to do that, but it's like kind of taking. Yeah, COVID definitely.
Messed up everything.
Definitely, we took a hit.
Yeah.
But it wasn't nothing we couldn't overcome because it was just people going. One thing about the business is it's like a business that's gonna be here forever.
Yeah.
People gonna get married. People gonna have babies. People gonna celebrate forever. Especially our culture. Like we the type of culture we get what we given and we make the best out of it.
Right.
So that way you got a tangible business. I feel like because I'm like, who gonna not want to have a bar?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
And then I'm not a bartender. I own a cocktail concierge service.
Mm-hmm.
And what that means is when you throw an event, I'm going to handle every need you need when it comes concerning
The
the
whole
bar.
event.
Yeah, I have a staff that will work the event.
In the building, nigga.
If not myself. But if you prefer me to do it, I have no problem doing that either.
If you need somewhere to book to have the event, you
I
take
have
care of
that too.
So
And
y'all
that's
get together.
that's the next step really. Like the merger with the Plug ATL kind of made that's gonna step me into a direction totally different because it deals with more production and I guess just like mainstream events, and I kind of want to just be a household name when it comes to vendors, and then we can worry about brick and mortar. Because if you come to Atlanta, and what I be realizing is like whether they're having a restaurant like that, a food truck, or jump.
No, I'm not talking about like a whole big ass. I'm talking about like a store, like a thing that you can have all of that, all the services you offer.
Mm-hmm.
But like you talking about, you do the mergers and the business and the ventures with the event centers and whatnot. But have an actual space in here that I can rent out and all that type of shit. But you'll have to figure out how to make it happen to where that it makes sense to do the shit. Like with the building, like say I got a little area over here. We selling drinks, we selling snacks, food, wings, bread, whatever the fuck we want to do. It's still clean cut though.
That's kind of what I got in
the
place.
building, like.
But the building is just not clean cut yet.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah,
It's a
that's
bit-
what I'm saying.
I get what you're saying.
That though, like,
Yeah, the goal is like I want a bar and grill. Like I want it to be I wanted to be similar to like any of the chains of bar and grill. Like one come to mind first is like a Hooters type deal, but they ain't have to be set up like that. But just that's one that you know that's worldwide. Like
yeah.
so, Clean Cut Cocktails could have a formula, people could franchise it. And
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. But you gotta start it sooner than later and shit. What's the plan? Like, ain't no point of wait. Motherfucker, we might leave out of here. I ain't gonna say nothing crazy because shit might happen, but ain't nothing promised. So,
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
well,
like he said, if he would have never did this shit, he would have never knew if he could make it happen or not. All you gotta do is sit down and think, hey man, contact these motherfuckers. Hey man, what it is to get here? What the lease is about? What the money about? What's the ticket on this every month or whatever? All right, they want this much. This equipment this much. Man, this shit gonna be this much.
make the jump.
I'm doing this. I think we can handle this. But nah, I can't fuck with that yet. I need to do some more of this first. That's what I'm talking about. Just do that shit.
Yeah.
And you don't need no
power
motherfucking
savings,
partners and shit when it comes down to
which
business.
is one of two.
All that shit gotta
Powering
be
off
you.
in
You know,
54
everything gonna be
seconds.
you, bro. Because like you said, it's family shit. Once you
Powering
got
off
partners
in
and paperwork and all
49
that
seconds.
shit, it be more shit.
Yeah, that's true.
When you do that like that,
Powering off
you
in
got enough
44
people to
seconds.
where you can get financing
Powering
as long
off
as
in
this shit is
39
documented
seconds.
and have it to where like, hey, I got this
Powering
much
off
to
in
do,
34
I got 5
seconds.
Years, 5 years, and I'm gonna pay these motherfuckers.
Powering off in
5
29
years,
seconds.
type shit. And then they out, or motherfuckers stay
Powering off
partners
in
for good.
24 seconds.
Man, turn that motherfucker off. Where the remote, blood? Oh, I got that bitch in me. No problem. But yeah, man, and I think that'll be dope though. I mean, as long as it makes sense though. Like with the cheesecake shit. I'm not trying to do that yet because it don't make sense. It's not something that I can. The demand ain't that big for it. Like once we get to where like, but you can't do this shit now for like schools and different corporations, corporate people is calling for their events like, yeah man, we need 50 of these or whatever.
Right, yeah.
It don't make sense to do that. Like,
I think that's my thing, like the pace, like
Yeah.
you know I'm a nit there, like
Yeah.
the marathon mindset, because I'm like, let me keep building a brand and affiliating it so much. Like sometimes you got to do that. Like sometimes you got to take the stairs. So like I think that's where my method is with it.
yeah,
like,
but see, Nip them was fucked up, nigga. And then they were like, nigga, man, let's get this stuff. Bet, man, that's what we finna go do this stuff. That's why they did the store, bro. That wasn't the marathon started after the store was there. Bro.
I know, but
And then they
but
started,
you know
when they just said, bam, let's do this.
people don't know, but
We got this
Nick
bread.
had that joint venture with Atlantic
Yeah.
too.
Yeah,
And
he
had a couple
always
deals.
had deals where they had bread.
Yeah.
They was never independent.
So-
they be talking, bro.
So this is I'm giving lab talk. This
Yeah.
stuff I wouldn't.
this is independent.
Yeah, I wouldn't never tell nobody. Like sometimes you don't gotta tell your partner. You know what I'm saying? If you got a solid partner, the key to a solid partner is it's solid.
Yeah.
But if you really trying to help people with knowledge, with how you doing things, it's like be transparent. So this me being transparent, and I'm like, I'm just pacing, and that's coming. I promise you, the brick and mortar is gonna come,
Yeah.
and it's coming soon. But I gotta strategically bust down a few more doors
Yeah.
before I do that. Yeah, and I'm big on like I want to be a household name first. I want the demand. I don't want to just do it and go find them. I want the demand to be so overwhelming. I have to.
So what's the plan then? What we finna do? How you doing? What's the next step with the shit to doing that? To establishing it like that?
I guess keep making people believe and keep bringing on it.
Yeah.
And we talked plenty of times about maybe moving it. You know what I'm saying? Having one here,
Doing different.
having one in Florida. My wife from Florida, like having one in Miami, like just moving it with all the resources I have. You gotta utilize it. So that's the next step. To be honest, seeing who really gonna believe to buy into the franchise to move it. And buying in don't necessarily mean you gotta have money right now.
No.
Like it can be contractually set up where shit it makes sense for all parties. So I think that's the next move. I really think that's the
but
next move.
once you had a business plan written down and you have it to where you can present it, I think a motherfucker would be like, hey man, this shit is slick, bro. I'm gonna get into this shit.
Yeah, we give it.
So,
Right.
but I don't think a lot of people understand it. Like, but once you break it down to them, like people that's dealt with you, that know, like that's in bigger cities that deal with events normally, regularly, like it's some shit going on every fucking night. You go to Atlanta, it's going down, dog, all the time. You go to Chicago, it's open every night. I was in Chicago on a Tuesday night with Stroke Mile at a show. And we come out the club, nigga, and it's going down, nigga. Nike at the store and shit. Like, what the fuck is going on? I thought niggas supposed to be getting killed. I thought niggas Chicago was fucked up. It's going down out here, man. Like, so it's like, what the fuck? Like, so it's different. And like, it's certain markets that I think it would be successful in, but you know what I'm saying? As long as you got your plan, you gotta go at your own pace and shit. So just keep fucking with it and keep on pushing with the shit. Like,
go.
And the support is definitely like major, because it's like it's hard for people to understand the entrepreneur's life, because you gotta you take the wins, you take the losses.
You work hard as fuck, nigga.
You work hard as a motherfucker. You almost sacrifice everything.
All you niggas at work talking about, nigga, fuck this shit. I'm work for myself, nigga. Fuck this job. Yeah, all right, nigga. You think you work hard now, motherfucker? You gonna be doing all the shit.
And then you get an ugly ass thing called COVID-19 that come into play, and shit come to a screeching halt.
But you got all these friends and shit, right? Hey man, I need a motherfucker to do this, man.
Nope.
Bro, I got this. Oh, I got the kids. Oh, I can't. I'm here. That's how it goes. You can't get mad because that's your dream. That's not their dream. They don't have to do that.
That's true.
So that's
that
all
go
part
right
of
in.
business.
Like, yeah, business is, and being an entrepreneur is definitely tough, because that's the key thing. Like, everybody not gonna see your dream like you see it. Everybody not gonna see your vision like you see it.
Exactly.
And you gotta have tough ass skin and be willing to withstand that.
And
like,
you gotta always understand that it's business.
Yeah, it's business.
Never personal.
Yeah.
Like motherfucker don't have to do shit, like ever. So if a motherfucker want to get a hold of you to book something, how they get a hold of you? Like give them like your like as far as the website.
You can go to www.cleancutcocktails.net. You can go to Clean Cut Cocktails at Clean Cut Cocktails on IG, Clean Cut Cocktails on Facebook. You can go to the Plug ATL and book Clean Cut Cocktail service as well, and the Plug ATL social.
Yeah,
That's all the social event aspects. That's me. Okay. Contact me for any of that.
So like as far as the plug, a motherfucker like me can hit them, or like what's the rundown on it for a motherfucker who want to get in tune with that? Like what you got to do to be able to book some shit in there, to come in there and work and shit?
Well, the way they got it set up is dope, because it's almost like you're a member to a gym, right?
Yeah. So
you know when you pay your membership, you basically paying monthly to like maintenance, equipment, etc. So what they have, their system, I thought was dope, and that's why I was like, yeah, hell yeah, I buy in, because it was like it's a monthly fee. I ain't gonna disclose the number, just go to the website. It's a monthly fee. You pay your fee, and now you got access to millions of dollars worth of equipment.
Yeah. And
you can utilize it, you know, per a discounted rate. Now you get everything at like a wholesale rate, because you're now a member. Functions and promotions and free stuff is promoted every month. Like this month, July, I believe it's like to July 31st, all members get like a 1 day like free everything. You don't pay for a podcast. You don't pay, like you just come and utilize everything.
Yeah,
like that's a promotion they had set up.
Nigga, and have to steal they goddamn steal they blueprint, nigga. Shit.
So it was really dope to me, and that's why I believed in it, and I knew my company had fit in. And when sometimes partnership is great, because you can't do everything on your own. And if they generating traffic and I'm generating traffic, and we both making what we expected to make, it makes a whole lot of sense. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Without work smarter, not harder type system.
Yeah.
And I'm all for that.
I'm all for that.
Because I done did hella hard work.
Yeah.
People don't see it, people don't envision it, because
Nigga.
sometimes you don't make it look like that.
That's how I look at my shit now. I be doing motherfucker. I can do anything. Motherfucker. Shit I done and been through, nigga. Ain't shit.
Man.
Only thing gonna stop me is death, nigga. Ain't shit else, nigga.
Yeah,
I done been through I done did everything else but die and tell on the nigga. I done done everything Or some fruity shit. Other than that, I done did that shit.
Real LabTalk shit.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you sliding on us, man. We done had you in here forever, man. I know it's shit, but shit, man, this shit be fucked up, man. We gonna get it together. We still in the growing, building phases of it and shit.
No, I love it, man. I've been watching from afar so long, and I'm honored to be a part of it. And you got a dope ass studio here.
Appreciate
No other way recorded studio. Y'all come check it out, man. Everybody in this climate of our nation, everybody should. I don't give a damn what you talking about. You should be at least trying to support the black businesses.
Yeah, you better, unless you blind to some shit.
Unless you just you fully capped. Like,
You
don't
all
act
rappers.
like you with nothing. Don't repost nothing because it feels like it's the monkey see, monkey do. If you're not, I try my hardest to support black business. Dead ass serious. And I like building relationships. That's one of my things.
Yeah.
So if you're not doing it, at least trying.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear it.
Real shit, nigga. For sure, man. It's LabTalk, man.
LabTalk, we out, man.
Just
LabTalk. Thank y'all for having me, man. I
Rich
appreciate it.
GFC.
It was dope.
Rich.
CleanCutCocktails.net.
Y'all finished or y'all done? I ain't got no more talking.